The engine is starting up.
For launch. GC, go. Guidance, go. Fido, go. Prop, go. GNC, go. Max, go. Eagle, go. Ecom,
go. Pending final steps. The cabin link check.
3, 2, 1.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us? Can you give us a sign?
Welcome to the Rift Nation Network, the RNN, putting a slide in your glide and a dip in your hip. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe. With shows throughout the week, you can find us at Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and more. Everything you could want, everything you can need right here, right now. From the paranormal to the supernatural. From comedy to the spiritual. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
It's showtime, folks!
Podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to Mysteries Beyond the Scenes. I'm your host, JONI Skinner. We are streaming live on the Rift Nation Network, on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Please like and share. Hit that like button for us, please. I hope everybody is, of course, I know you guys are going to say it. We are watching the skies. If our alarm goes off, you guys will hear it as well. So I think we're safe here, at least from 8 until 9. But I moved operations because back here I can really hear the alarm go off. So, yeah, I mean, there are, I think, 25 active tornadoes right now on the ground. It's terrible. So everybody keep all of our friends in Arkansas, Illinois, Tennessee, Western Kentucky, Indiana. They're headed up that way. And then, of course, we'll get it too. But please keep everybody in your prayers. They're monsters. They are monster tornadoes. And, kudos to NOAA and all of the weather stations. We've been hearing about this for, I know, 5 days, 4 days. It's been nonstop to us when you're in, they tell us everything. So my bag is packed. The cat carrier is ready. I got all my medicine in a bag. You get prepared. So, Keith texted me the other night and he's like, oh, he wanted to talk about the show. And I'm like, wait, the sirens are going off. I'll talk to you later. He's like, oh, okay. I mean, I was in the bathroom with the cat. The cat was screaming. It's like, what do you do? So keep all of our friends in Arkansas and Illinois and in the path of these storms in our prayers. Hello, Miss Lee. How are you? Miss Lois, Miss Michelle, Sir Ed. I love the new intro. Thank you. Did you guys like that music on the new intro? Did you like it? I like that music. Hi, Miss Renee. Thank you for sharing us out. Oh, and Miss Denise, how are you, love? Happy Wednesday to you, hon. We will stay safe. I already told my son, people, if you're in a tornado belt, we're in what's called Dixie Alley, I think. I don't know what we're in, but you'll get, the alarm will go off on your phone. It will literally knock you out of bed. It's so loud. Then our local alarms from the fire departments go off. So we get, like the other night, at least 15 to 20 minutes a heads up. So I told my son, I said, I'll get my car, we'll get the cat, you get the truck, and we'll just drive away from this monster. We're just leaving, just bail. Grab my little bag, we'll bail. Just drive away from it. I mean, who knows? I went outside and I filmed it for a while, and then it started too much lightning, and I was like, oh no, I'm done. So thank you guys. Yeah, thumbs up and hearts. Please like. Hello, Miss Tammy. Miss Tammy, you stay safe down in Texas too. And Lee, you too, because they usually, after they hit us, they come to you. Go to the right and hit the heart. Yeah, hit the heart. I'm great. I will. Thank you, James. I will stay. I will. We are in the midst of thank you, Sir Keith. How are you? How are you, dear? We are in the midst of upgrade here at the Rift. We thank you for all your support. Absolutely. Howie, I don't know how long I've been with the Rift. Do you know how many years? It's years. I don't know. But, Howie is one of those people that he is so wonderful. If you've never been on the radio or a podcast or a vidcast, Howie Odell is your man. He will walk you through it. He will teach you the ropes. He knows the ropes. And then you're very comfortable in front of it and you love it. And it's just a part of your life. And, 3 years. It feels like it's been like 20. It feels like 20. I'm teasing. I'm kidding. 3 years. And he's so kind because, when you first start, you're going to make a few whoopsies. And he's so kind when he would give constructive criticism. I'll never forget that. He's so kind. Yes. We are in upgrades, and the Rift is growing by leaps and bounds this year, and we have shows now almost every night, and variety of shows from the paranormal to the Orion effect. It's a variety every week. Ed and Rhonda have on a different guest with different, last week was MK Ultra, which is what we're getting into now because we're starting to get so many downloads and so much information. I think it's great that we're bringing you guys all of the information that we are finding out. And then we've got Susan that has readings, and it's just wonderful. Paranormal shows. We've just got it all. So tune in. Go over to the Rift Nation Network on Facebook or the Rift Travelers, which is a private Facebook page, and you have to ask to join, and you'll get put in, and you get more information for our shows as well. So kudos to Mr. Ed Odell, who keeps us going and growing by leaps and bounds right now. It's wonderful. It's wonderful to see. And Tammy says, that's scary. It's never happened to me yet, knock on wood. This is our second already this year, but I was the mother that was taking my kids out and we would storm chase. I know I was nuts. I wouldn't do that now, but I did it when I was younger. I didn't know any better. I was crazy. We went out and saw one once. They'll never forget it. So, but everybody stay safe. If you're in, please stay safe. We'll be safe. Your show color is yellow. I really like it for you and TC. True crime. I love the yellow. I love the yellow too, Howie. I started to like yellow now. I don't know why. Maybe because it's spring. We all need yellow in spring. Well, tonight, you guys, I have a special show this evening. And the reason Mysteries Beyond the Scenes is also not only true crime with forensic astrology, which is what we love, also mysteries and things that we don't have the answers to, that we can dig into and jump into the rabbit holes. And I love to do that. And what happened, because I know I have talked so much nonstop about the astrology of 2025 and the fact that this is historic. It's historic for all of us. We picked this time to incarnate for some odd reason. Crazy, I guess. But we are seeing things in astrological patterns that we have never seen before. They've never been recorded. And it's exciting to me. It's a little bit scary because we've never seen it. So with that being said, everybody, my phone, I was getting a lot of requests of what is going on? What are the planets doing? What is happening to me? Why do I feel like this? And it's like, well, we're kind of in a cycle to about 2030. So it's not going to be like, oh, it's just eclipse season. It's going to disappear. So I thought, well, what is attached to the astrology? Vibrational energy. Now, I'm one of the astrologers that says the planets do not control your energy. You control your energy. The planet, the universe and the planets and astrology, it's a divination to help us get through this thing called life. With that being said, I think to understand energy, I think there's a lot of misconceptions. So I thought, well, let's start with energy and something called, and I know you've seen the memes, called the Schumann Resonance. So I thought, let's talk about that. Let's talk about vibrational energy and why people are feeling kind of the way they are and what they can do if they are feeling a little down. A lot of people are like, oh, my head hurts. I feel I'm tired. I'm depressed. I can't. I'm angry. So I thought, let's dig into the mystery of vibrational energy. So I think you guys will enjoy this because I enjoyed the research. And, I've been around this energy and the spiritual world my entire life. So it's kind of like I take it for granted. But I wanted you guys to understand what the Schumann resonance is. Because when people say, oh, it's the Schumann resonance, it's not. It's not. And I'm going to explain it to you. We're going to look at it from a scientific viewpoint, and then we're going to look at it through from a spiritualist's viewpoint. And then you can make up your mind what you believe or what you elect not to believe. So with that being said, next week, I've got an exciting show planned too, because I'm already researching and doing this. The CIA, there have been some papers released and files of the death of Adolf Hitler. And the president of Argentina is now declassifying all the documents that rumor has it that it was all about Adolf Hitler, what happened to Hitler, the sightings of Hitler in Argentina, and the fact that the U.S. government, three-letter agencies, and intelligence knew about this. They actually assisted him in getting over from Germany to Argentina. So we're going to look at his event chart, his death chart, and it's interesting. And we're also going to look at his birth chart. Hitler had 3 astrologers that were like VP, executive, and CEO in his inner circle. He had 3 of them. And Hitler actually had one assassinated, and they also told Hitler to do certain things, and he depended on what the planets and astrology said regarding battles. So it's very interesting. He was very into astrology, and one of them gave him bad information, and that astrologer didn't live much longer after that that information. So for an evil man, he has an interesting life. And can we see the evil in his chart? We're going to look at his birth chart, the event chart, and then Russia apparently allegedly has his skull with the bullet hole in it. Well, the Russians allowed the skull to be tested, and it came back that it was a female skull. So it's not him. Rumor has it that he sired 2 children from Argentina. Where are those children? Who are those children? So it's going to be interesting. So I'm digging into that for next week's shows. So let's get started on the Schumann. Okay, who is Schumann? Now, you guys know I am not an intellect, so I have a ton of notes, okay? Oh, okay, here's Keith. Keith's gonna weigh in on Hitler before we get started. There was a documentary that followed this theory. They found physical evidence. They looked for the U-boat, but got shot down by the government. Interesting. Well, I on Facebook today, I posted the CIA file that was top secret that got declassified with a picture that's allegedly, it's on my Facebook feed, with a picture that's allegedly Hitler. It looks just like him, that was attached to this file where somebody gave a sighting. And it looks just like him. And it was from in the 60s. It was in the late 50s, 60s in Argentina. Looks like it to me. So it's going to be an interesting show. But, and you all know that in the meantime, if there is a missing case that comes up, we'll also add that into the show as well. So, but to get along with the Schumann resonance, okay? So you hear people say, well, it's the the Earth's vibration, which it is. It is. Now, who is Schumann? Schumann was a physicist. Winifred Schumann. In the 1950s, he came up with that the Earth is a giant ball in space, and between its surface and upper atmosphere, there's something called the ionosphere. Now, I'm not, like I said, an intellect, but in the ionosphere, when lightning strikes anywhere on Earth, which happens about 50 times a second, it creates electromagnetic waves that bounce around Earth and the ionosphere, creating a kind of vibration or resonance. The main frequency of Schumann resonance is 7.83 Hz, which is hertz, and that means cycles per second. Now, I'm not a scientist at all. So he was a scientist. He said this is generated by lightning strikes. 7.83 Hz for thousands of years, natural resting Earth heartbeat. That's the Earth's heartbeat. So if we think that as a collective, the Earth raise the Schumann resonance? Science says no. Spiritualists say, of course we can. So we know through science, though, that solar flares, which we all know, solar flares come off of the sun, and that's when we have the northern lights. Okay, so we have the northern lights. It is very complex to understand, but solar flares can increase the Schumann resonance. Now, that's kind of been proven, but it's complex. It was too complex for me to try to figure out. But it has been proven. Science poo-poos the idea that humans have vibrational energy. They don't like it. It's pseudoscience. No way. There's no way. Okay? The human brain, and I'll get to this because it really got interesting. The human brain generates 8 to 12 Hzs. Okay? And so here are the different waves that are brain wavelengths from the humans. Okay? Okay, here's Keith weighing in too. There's a new theory about space lightning, which has proven to exist that lightning created the Grand Canyon. Also, canyons on Mars. Sure, Mars has canyons. But, you know, scientists are not going to say that we have vibrational energy. We all think that Tesla did. Tesla, we'll get to his picture and I'll show you. Tesla came the closest to that, okay? Tesla never did right, because I looked. He never did right or say that humans vibrate, because we all say, oh, that's your vibrational energy, or that's how you vibrate. But he was fascinated by it. He laid a lot of groundwork that living organisms might interact with environmental frequencies. That's as far as he would go. That's as far as Tesla would go. Okay? So then our other great scientists, I'm sorry. I'll come back to this one. There's Tesla. Okay, and we all love Tesla. Of course, we know he immigrated to the U.S. in 1884, briefly worked for Thomas Edison. You know, there's a lot of talk that he actually invented the electric and the light bulb and everything. There's talk of that. So he spoke 8 languages and was reported to have a photographic memory. Okay. I would love to look at his natal chart. Wouldn't that be fascinating? And compare his natal chart to Einstein's natal chart. I would love to do that. He was a poet, a philosopher, loved fine music, a linguist, and a connoisseur of food and drink. So that was Tesla. We all love Tesla, okay? Now, there we have Einstein. What did Einstein say about vibrational energy? Okay. His theory of relativity and the equation E equals mc2 established everything has energy. This has been very loosely interpreted by thinkers to suggest that everything has a vibrational signature. However, Einstein's never come out and said that. So it's loosely interpreted. Okay. So there was another guy. His name was Royal Rife, less mainstream. Now he came in, Royal Rife, and said every organism has vibration. So Rife has invented a machine. So we have a vibrational machine. And then we have another guy named Hans Jenny, not as famous as Tesla or Einstein, but he studied sound vibrations and how sound creates patterns. I am a firm believer that everybody has vibrational energy. Everything, plants, animals, everything has energy because you can see it. Then we have Dr. I'm going to probably screw this up. Korotkov. Okay. Now, Dr. Korotkov, and thank you, Cindy. Cindy is always in our chat. She is a Reiki master. She works with energy. Was given this information by another fellow Reiki master, and this is his machine. That it doesn't take aura pictures. This is for people that practice Reiki and do healing, energy work, and it takes pictures with his machine, his BioWell camera, and would give it to, now, let's say, for example, Cindy, who's a practitioner, would use this machine on her patients or her clients, and this machine is literally telling her what chakra to go to, what's going on, and it provides a printout of where Cindy would need to do the energy work. So if that's very scientific to me. That's scientific enough for me. So this is, I think anybody in the spiritual world knows that we have vibrational energies. Scientists do not believe it. But with the astrology and the study of astrology, I see it all the time. I see it especially when the planets shift and the energy. I see what it does to people. You can see when Mars is in a fire sign, people drive faster. When Mars is in opposition, let's say, to Pluto, we see violence. So, here's Howie. Oh, Howie, 5 years. Oh, you said 3 years. I thought it was 3 years. I didn't really know. Thank you for looking that up. Thank you. So that kind of gives us like a little basis of our energy. Okay. So, like I said, practitioners like Cindy who work on people. Okay, here we go. It's a diagnostic tool that Cindy would use. It shows how much energy goes to organs and if they are in balance. It's a good diagnostic. So as opposed to Cindy using her hands, this machine would basically tell her and give her confirmation on what she probably had already known. Or if she did her examination on her patient with energy issues. So, how is our energy measured? Are there ways that we, as just little normal humans that don't have thousands of dollars for machines, or can we do this on our own? Absolutely. I'm going to show you. Now, we've got some sheets and some interesting information on energy and the levels of where your energy level could be. Now, I'm not a big fan of 3D, 4D, 5D because it labels people, but that's what New Age is, that tries to talk about what dimension you're supposed to be in. But I'm not a good labeler. So the first and the lowest is 20 Hz. Okay? That's involved with shame, withdrawal, isolation, self-punishment, abandonment. This is a very low vibrator. However, on this sheet, it tells you if you're feeling that way, because your energy level, it goes up and down depending on what you're feeling. So if you feel that way, avoid chaotic and noisy areas that heighten feelings of shame. Opt for quieter spaces to avoid feeling overwhelmed. And there are so many sheets that it tells you what you can do or what you may be feeling as a human. So let's look at another one. Low viber. Low viber. We've got 30 vibrates, and I don't have the sheet, and is guilt. Somebody that feels guilty all the time. They need to practice meditation with forgiveness meditation, letting go to release the guilt. And this also comes with affirmations. That's somebody that carries around a lot of guilt. Then we've got apathy, hopeless, inaction, withdrawals from activities. That's a 50 viber. That's somebody that's vibing as a 50. And then, of course, it shows you different body sensations, what chakra is involved, what crystals you can use. I think these are really neat sheets, actually. Here's the big one here. Oh, 75. My bad. I forgot 75. I did not know this. 75, when somebody's vibrating at 75, grief lowers your vibrational energy. I did not know that. That really surprised me. That grief, when you carry around grief, mourning, expressing sorrow, and to avoid dreary, stagnant places. No kidding. What you should participate in: serene and comforting environments that support grief processing and offer a space of reflection and peace. And I think that's very important with somebody that's going through grief. I didn't realize that would lower your frequency. It can lead to prolonged mourning and difficulty finding peace, impacting overall mental and physical health. It's accompanied by sinking feeling in the chest and tears. That one shocked me. Grief. I had no idea. Then I think this is very, very important right now in this day and age. In this day and age right now, vibrating at 100, which is fear. A lot of people are in fear right now. Anxiety, worry, characterized by a cold sensation, tight chest, rapid heartbeat. This frequency leads to avoidance behaviors, hypervigilance, weakening spiritual connections, and overall health. And I'm sure Cindy can attest to that. A lot of these lower frequencies really affect your physical health. So participate in calm, secure places. Provide a sanctuary from fear, prompting relaxation and a sense of safety. You know, the affirmation, I am safe and protected. I trust in the process of life. This is huge. I release fear and embrace courage. That's huge. I had no idea. No idea. 125, desire. Look at that. And it's yellow and it I don't know, it seems happy, but unsatisfied, yearning. That's another one. Purpose driven. Encourage contentment and reduce the urge for constant desire. I found these just fascinating. Fascinating. Okay, here's another big one that seems to be going on. what we're vibing up. We're getting up there. Anger. 150 is anger, aggression, confrontations. Common thoughts are, this isn't fair. I can't stand this. I'm so angry. You need to go find calm, neutral spaces, promote peace, and help in managing anger effectively. Hematite, red jasper, black onyx are the crystals. Essential oils, black pepper, ginger, eucalyptus. If you feel angry, okay, this frequency can lead to confrontations, aggressive behavior, weakening spiritual connections, and negatively impacting physical health. That's a big one. I see that a lot. Well, we're seeing that a lot. Going around bashing cars in for no reason. We're seeing that. I think that's fear and anger combined, though. So now we're starting to get up a little higher, I believe. So we've got pride. And there's the mental state with pride. Essential oils, lemon, rosemary, fennel. And it tells you what to participate in, what to avoid. I think these are just valuable. I love courage. If you've noticed, we have now gone up. When we hit courage and pride, we've now shot up to the fourth, what is called the fourth dimension, or 4D. So we're up to 4D with courage. Affirmation, that's the word. Okay. Positive, confident is the mental state. So common thoughts with courage. I can do this. I am capable. I believe in myself. So we are actually vibing up now. We're going up. We're moving up. I like courage. I think courage is a good one. Now we've got it. Now we're up to 250. I wonder what people vibrate at. I'm curious about this. 250, neutrality. It's adaptable, flexibility, trust. Structured, orderly environments support calmness, help maintain a balanced perspective. That's a neutral person. Oh, and I forgot when I was reading these, there are the astrology that's associated with this. I found that fascinating. Gemini and Virgo, both ruled by Mercury, both ruled by the mind. Fascinating. So we're up to 4D. I don't think I know anybody that's would be considered 5D. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. So then we've got willingness, helpful, cooperative, 310, optimistic, eager. So we're moving up again. Openness in the chest, lightness, readiness to act, uplifting, positive, inspired. Avoid negativity, pessimistic surroundings. Agree. So now we're up to 4D. And acceptance. We've got acceptance is another higher viber. Do you guys find these sheets interesting? I like them. Nobody's talking. What do you guys think? There we go. We are up. Now we're between 4 and 5, and the color is violet. Violet. We are up at 400 vibrational. Strong spiritual connection that seeks the truth. logical, insightful, clarity, insight, logical problem solving. You know, and I thought of this when we were talking about Neptune. Neptune at 29 degrees, that is now in Aries, it's at 0. Neptune at 29 degrees was hanging on that fence for I don't know how long at 29 degrees, clouding up everything. And it was like I kept saying, you've got to vibrate as high as you can to be able to see the clarity and to avoid the noise. So I think it's very, very important for us right now, especially in 2025 with the astrology. And everybody that's in the astrology group, we all know what's coming. We talk about this astrology. April is going double what March was. There is no slowing down. None. And I'm not saying that in a negative way because the astrology is quite positive. But it's how you're receiving all of the change and the energy that's upon us. Because of the fact Pluto plowed through and took down everything. We are in a rebuilding and a restructuring right now that raising your vibrational level and getting out of that 3D funk and swamp, you have to do it because you won't be able to see anything positive going on. And I think that's very important with the Neptune at where it was at, because Neptune will cloud. And then people that are vibrating low get into corruption and lies, and it's not good. Every planet has a lower vibrating level. But when we get up to 400 and we're into violet, oh, did we do reason? I think, yeah, we did reason. Okay, and then we're going to jump up to, 500. So we're up to pink. Now we're in 5D. We're in 5D. Kindness, empathy, compassion, positive, accepting, love, 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 love. Deep compassion, kindness, bringing warmth and expansiveness to the chest. Positive relationships, unconditional love. Venus, planet of love. Venus, we love that. Rose, sandalwood, jasmine, rose quartz, go figure. Venus. So a lot of this is really connected to the astrology. I think everybody's like that when they're in love too, and they love other people. It enhances overall health and spiritual connection, fostering empathy and positive relationships. So on these sheets, when you go up to the higher vibrational level, the positive mind starts to play out. Then we're almost to the top. We have 540, which is joy. This is my favorite. I love joy. I think that's great. Profound happiness resulting in a blissful and light feeling. It improves your overall well-being and immune function. Isn't that interesting? It improves your immune system, promoting a positive outlook, deep spiritual connection. Every one of these I've noticed is the spiritual connection and how you connect with source, which is very, very important moving into the new astrology. We're at a 0 degree of creator degree. We are starting over. We are rebuilding. We are from the ground floor up. So we need to vibrate as high as we can and whack as much negativity out of our minds as we can. Joy, better overall health. I feel wonderful. I'm so happy. Jupiter, of course it's Jupiter. Orange, lemon. I think orange, when you smell orange, it just makes you happy. Avoid routine, mundane environments, suppress joy and stifle creativity. citrine. I love joy. I think is my favorite. I think that's my favorite one with the yellow. Then our last 5D, and I'm sure it goes up higher. This is probably like Jesus vibration, Jesus or a yoga or something like that. Tranquility and harmony, peace, weightless, calm. I've met a couple of people like this in my life. They have lower blood pressure. They're very clear, meditative. I know one person. Yeah, but lavender, sandalwood, frankincense, planets Neptune. And it's so interesting. Pisces and Scorpio. Isn't that interesting? Pisces and Scorpio. So I am at peace. I embrace tranquility. That's your 5D 600 Viber. Okay. So if we don't have the machine, all right, we don't have a little machine, how can we find out what we're vibing at? I got the answer because I have a Scorpio in Neptune and I dig until I get an answer. So does everybody have a pendulum in their house, or can they get a pendulum? Have they ever worked a pendulum? You know, it's a little pendulum on the little chain. Mine is like that big now because it's all knotted up. And this is your chart. And you're going to take all of your vibrational numbers and mark them around your chart, like 50, 75, 100 to like 125. You put your pendulum in the middle and you hold it still and you ask the pendulum what your vibrational energy is. And I asked Keith, I said, the other night before I went on Keith's show, I practiced. I go, I'm going to practice this and see if it goes over to like one of the weird sides. So I asked the pendulum, I said, go over to the 200 side. Because I've only known a pendulum to go up and down and across and a circle. I've never known it to go over to like a specific area. So I asked the pendulum to go over to the 200, which I had marked on here. You probably can't see it. It was like on the weird angle. And sure enough, it did. So it did it. It did, didn't it, Keith? It did. It worked. So, you know, it is so, I think this is so cool to use because you don't have to have a big machine and you can practice it. And you, when you're down, use it and see what your vibrational energy might be. Okay. And if you're feeling good, do it then. Here's another example of one you can use and fill out and do that. I just thought it was fascinating. So that's my information on the vibrational energy sheets. And does anybody have any questions? Yeah, they do. There's a I have a pattern too, Lois, that came with these that you can spell out words like I have a yes and a no and a maybe little pattern thing too. You could make a board out of. So what do you guys think about that? I thought this would be very interesting with vibrational energy because I have heard so much from people saying, I'm down, I'm this, I'm that, I don't know what's wrong. And I just thought it would be really interesting. So if I'm trying to think, if anybody wants any of these sheets, just shoot me a, send me a DM with your email and I'll email you these sheets. I think they're very wonderful. I'll just get a list going and I'd be happy to email them out to everybody. And yes, I can post the board and I'll email you the board too. I think the sheets are very helpful right now with us while we're going through all the changes. And I did this too after I looked at April's astrology because it is nonstop. And it's not nonstop in a negative way. We are in a cycle of rebuilding. And I think that's the best way to put it astrologically, of rebuilding. So I got my aura picture taken at a fair. I changed it playing around. That's funny. I love those are fun to do. So I don't think auras are frequency energies. I don't know that, but I'm guessing. I don't know that, but I'm guessing. Do you know that, Cindy? Is your frequency your aura? I don't know that. We'll ask Cindy. She'll know. Cindy will tell us. Okay, here we go. What Cindy's saying. With 174 HZ tuning fork, it can find energy heaviness outside of the body from birth to present. So cool. Yes. It's very cool. I don't know how science can say that we don't vibrate, because you know, it's like Keith said, when you ever go into a room and everybody's down, you automatically feel down. So, I mean, I think it's interesting. I think these sheets would be great to have as a tool. Get your pendulum out, mess around with it, see what your energy and what you're vibrating at. And then you would know, hey, I need to do something to up my energy. Or am I really like in a 3D with am I bottom feeding today? What can I do? So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think it's a cool mystery to go through. And, but that's my mystery for this week. And then again, next week, we're going to look at the astrology of Hitler and of his death chart and his natal chart, which is, it's pretty phenomenal. It's pretty phenomenal. I'll look that up, Cindy, because I think an aura is a different frequency rating than what your energy. I don't know. I'll find out. I'll find out. So next week we've got Hitler. We're going to look at his chart, and we are going to. I'm going to dig through the CIA files, and it's on my Facebook page. Go look at the CIA information in the picture. It's very interesting. You know what? I don't think he died on that time. You know, when we have an event chart, he committed suicide. Remember? He committed quote unquote suicide. Well, suicide in event chart is Pluto in the 12th house or Uranus in the 8th house. And every suicide chart I have ever done and looked at, those are the markers. Every single time. Those markers were not in Hitler's chart. So, according to the astrology, it would be a no. He did not commit suicide. There was only one trigger on that entire chart, and it's fascinating to look at his natal chart. It is fascinating. So we'll look at that next week. I'll have the CIA info. And, you know, again, like I said, if there's another case going on, we'll definitely cover that as well. So everybody have a great week. Stay safe. Say a prayer for our friends in Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee. They're all coming up this way. So everybody stay safe this week. We actually have 3 different auras. We can change it in 5 minutes just by stepping outside. Auras do change. They change colors constantly. They change all the time. I believe your aura is your strongest chakra color. Okay. But they change too. So it's interesting conversation. So you guys stay safe. Have a great week. Drop me a DM. And if you're in the group, you know, I'll send them out as in the group chat with the group email. So I hope you guys enjoyed that information. I think it's fascinating. like I said, with this astrology in 2025, you got to stay grounded. We got to stay positive because it's a rebuilding. So everybody stay safe, be kind. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that. And we'll take a look at some more mysteries next week. So have a great week, everybody. And like I said, please, please stay safe. Thanks, everybody. Have a good week. Bye.